Oh man, that's
Coming
very
in.
creative. Justice, man.
Oh god. Oh man. That hurts.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to give Dobo a shout out, but I thought Curtis would get a kick out of this video, so I'm going to show this to Curtis. Mr. Dart. So, you know, me and Dobo took this thing out like 2 years ago, Ken, on a boat ride. I think they sent it to him for review, and he's been feeling like I have about ROVs. They're kind of just like fun, but not really, because you have to have just the right conditions to use these things. So he got sent the V6. We tried to take it out that day and shoot some footage with it because it has a really nice camera on the front of it, and you know, it's a nice unit. So how long have you had this?
I've had this since last December, November.
Okay. And you've taken it out once and then
Well, we
thing.
it once.
Right. So you got the reef.
I got the reef.
We have a general direction here. You're out there a ways. We'll give you a little more slack.
Pretty decent.
How's the visibility?
About 5 feet.
Okay. So, but you can still see if you get close?
Yeah, I can see if I get close. I have the lights on too, by the way.
Alright. Let's see here. Still at 70 there, did you see it? Still moving through the water here. But neither of us could get any footage, and actually mine took on water that day. So this is what it is. I ended up selling mine after that. This one's been sitting for like over 2 years since we used it at that boat ride. I think he only used it one time after that, but he just hit me up, I don't know, a couple months back. He was like, yo, you want this thing? I was like, hell yeah, why not? Let's have some fun, you know. I have to believe this one's better than Chasing Innovation. But this one has been sitting for a long time, and I knew I was probably going to walk into some problems. Anyways, he dropped it off. The case is over there, the VR headset, all that stuff. And he was like, here, just have fun, figure it out. If it's broken, I'm sure you can fix it because you fixed shit, and that made sense to me. I was like, yeah, I'll fix it. So sure enough, came with its problems. The batteries inside the transmitter were refusing to take a charge. So right out the hole, you know what I did? I took it apart. And actually, I was quite intrigued by what was in it. You can see I got tons of stuff. I was designing my own power cords. I got my multimeter out here. I was going through things. These are the batteries that were in it, and they're run together. So I believe they're in series. Anyways, it's only pushing 4.2 volts, so they're tied together. And I have them trickle charging right now on my microcharger, so I'm just going to let these trickle charge all night to see if I can recover the batteries, because it didn't matter what I plugged into it, it refused to take a charge. So what's funny, and Curtis, I think you'll get a kick out of this, is that I actually took the transmitter apart and I'm running it on one Tiny Hawk battery. It literally has the same exact connector as a Tiny Hawk battery does, the 2.0 JSC 2.0s. And so it's running on 450 mAh battery right now. I fully charged my Tiny Hawk battery and just went ahead and popped it in there. So now, look at that. Everything boots up across the board. So I can finally start testing. And you can see it's not telling me low battery. I don't know how long that 450 will last, but I'm sure I can tinker with it right now. And I could probably actually use it for a little while, because that's 450 mAhs. That's pretty good battery, and considering this is only pulling 4.2 volts, I would assume I could probably get about a half hour to 40 minutes of use out of that little battery. But there you go. Lights are on, everything's turning on, it's powering up, it's doing what it should. So this will be interesting. It says it locked in, everything's good. I got to look up the passwords for this thing now and see where we can go from here. But for right now, you don't want to run those lights outside of water. They'll get hot very quickly. They require being in the water for those lights to be on. So there we go. Despite the little battery issue with the controller, I'm a pretty smart cookie. I got that hammered out pretty fast. Cleaned off all the wires and stuff. I have to undo the spool next because this is pretty tied up, and retighten this, and there's still sand all over it from their last outing. So anyways, yeah, thought that was a fun video. So apparently you can run the transmitter if your batteries die on any 1S battery, as long as it's 4.2 volts. So keep that in mind, five fish guys. You know, the moment I get something that I don't care about or we're just going to have fun with and start modifying, well, there's your first mod. I literally had this thing, I don't know, a couple hours, and I just picked it up. I was like, yeah, let's see if I can get it working. And so, yeah, it's running on a Tiny Hawk 1S battery right now, 450 mAh. So, cool. Anyway, shout-outs to Dobo. Thanks, Ken. This will be fun. Brian has one. I have one now. We're going to go out and probably plan some kayak trips and maybe take this out to the Florida Keys. I know we were talking about going to see the underwater Jesus, and I think this would be ideal to take out there to see the underwater Jesus. If you guys don't know what that is, Google it. It's crazy. So, anyways, I'll catch you guys on the flip. Curtis, you've probably torn your transmitter down, but I don't know how far you've pushed the boundaries of things. That's a fun one to start with. I may just modify this transmitter to put a massive battery on the back so I rarely ever have to charge the transmitter. That would be the ideal way to go for Dan. We'll see. Let's see if these batteries first take a trickle charge. If they recover, that's awesome, because then I can just pop them back in and not let them get that low again. But we'll see. These have to trickle charge all night. But right now I can test and do things, so thought that was cool. And even if those batteries aren't recoverable and I can't order them or get them anywhere, it doesn't matter, because I've already established that I can run this on any 1S pack that I want to. So, boom. All right, guys, catch you on the flip. Toodles.
Good afternoon. Please give your attention to my associate, Agent J. He's going to demonstrate an electro-biomechanical neural transmitting zero synapse repositioner. We call it the neuralizer. Keep it simple, Slid.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Agent K. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.